This decision is yours alone to make. Only do so quickly. Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
Welcome everybody, Josh here, back again today with a brand new and special product review. Today we're going to be talking about this, which is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on the PlayStation 4, the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X through backwards compatibility. Now, as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise, and this is the second game in the Ezio trilogy, part of the Ezio collection on the PlayStation 4, the PS5, and like I said before, the Xbox Series S and X. And what is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood about? Now, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood takes place right after the events of Assassin's Creed 2. You get to see Ezio, he's rebuilt his villa, and eventually that gets attacked by the Borgia family, who let Rodrigo Borgia go in Assassin's Creed 2. Now, even Ezio's own family member, Mario, questions Ezio's decision to let Rodrigo Borgia go in Assassin's Creed 2, and eventually that comes back to haunt him in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is one of the greatest video games in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I honestly believe that to be the case just because of how epic and grand in terms of the scale of the game is in general, and not just in terms of the map, but also the different places you get to go along the way in terms of Italy and what happens within the story itself. And so, what is the story itself? Well, Ezio's home basically gets attacked by the Borgias. The Borgias are out for revenge for what happened to Rodrigo Borgia in Assassin's Creed 2. You later learn that this is being led by the main bad guy, which is Cesare Borgia. I think that this is one of those characters that is a giant dick. He's treating Ezio like he is pretty much a piece of shit, and I think that rightfully so, because he tried to attempt to kill his family, and Ezio's got a revenge mission after his villa is destroyed to take back what he's lost. And I think that the Assassin's Creed franchise as a whole has been known for its revenge plot similar to that of the Batman franchise. Ezio's still dealing with the loss of his family and friends in terms of what happened to him in Assassin's Creed 2, and he's trying to rekindle what happened to him in the past and, be a better version of himself in the future. And I think that in this game, you see a little bit more of a mature side to Ezio than you would before. Ezio's trying to regain power and control within Italy, and he has to do that by going to Rome. And Rome in this game is massive in scale. You get to visit a lot of historical locations that you get to see in real life. This game is a fictional universe set within the Assassin's Creed franchise, and I think that this game does a really good job of portraying a fictional universe within the real world, while also blending the historical stuff that happened in the past. And one of the things I really do love in the Assassin's Creed franchise is the mix between the real world situation that they're going through with Desmond Miles. Desmond Miles is searching for the precursor civilization. In this game, he's actually searching for the Apple of Eden. He's trying to recover it from Ezio, and Ezio finds it, and he realizes that there's a much greater threat going on than just the war between the Assassins and the Templars. And the war between the Assassins and the Templars are hinted at the beginning of this game when Cesare attacks Ezio, where you see this flashback, I guess you could say, of what's going to happen in terms of context of the story when Ezio and Cesare eventually battle, and then it flashbacks back towards the past. And I think that with that being the case, you get to see what Ezio's main goal is in the game. And whereas it was to avenge his parents in the past, previous entries in the franchise, this game really delves into Ezio taking on the Borgia family, taking out key members of the government that's taken hold in Rome, and trying to restore balance to an empire that's lost within the Borgias. And Cesare Borgia is a dick, like I said before. You're being bully. He's the person that keeps coming back and trying to punch the living shit out of you until you actually take a stand and fight for yourself. And you also get to learn a little bit more about the main villain's backstory and how he was part of a rich family, the opposite of who Ezio is, and he's ruthless and cruel and treats everybody beneath him as, dog shit. And I think that's one of the things that makes this villain a little bit more a relatable villain compared to even Ezio, who's the hero of the main story. And I think that where Ezio stands in terms of being a little bit more moral with his morality and caring of his family and friends, I think that you can get behind what Ezio's standing for in terms of the context of the story compared to that of even Cesare Borgia in this game. I think that all these actors that are the Assassin's Creed franchise, everybody down from Ezio's family to the main villains of the story to even Desmond, his team with Rebecca and Sean, and I think that everybody in this game really has a part to play in terms of the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's a really good job in terms of the context of the story, portraying these characters that they are inhabiting. Alan North returns as the titular character of Desmond Miles, who uses the Animus in order to go back in time and relive the events of his ancestor, while uncovering the secrets of the Templar and the Assassin Order, while also trying to bring down the Templars as well. And then you also get Rebecca, who's the mechanic and the gearhead of the group. You also get Sean, who's the tech wizard, featured. He's the Q of the whole Assassin's Creed order that Desmond is basically a part of now. You also get Lucy's the love interest of Desmond Miles, and eventually learn that she's actually part of the Templar Order, which I was never really that fond of when they did that in the Assassin's Creed franchise. This game is made by Ubisoft Montreal. This is back when Ubisoft was actually creating really good story-driven narratives, and this is a single-player story-driven narrative, so if you don't like single-player story-driven narrative in games, you're not really going to like this game. And I think that this game relies heavily on the use of parkour for climbing up buildings and rooftops and jumping off really high areas and kind of assassinating your target below. What I really do like about this game is that it doesn't really hold your hand. It doesn't really tell you what you're supposed to do within the context of the story. Yes, there are markers that are placed on the map where you can go to, but for the vast majority of the game, you're parkouring off rooftops, you're taking out enemies the way that you want to do that. In the later Assassin's Creed games, it's very straightforward in terms of what you're supposed to be doing with the game, and it does it really well in this game. And I think that this game really improved upon the issues that people had, like myself, when we played the original Assassin's Creed during the original early 2000s era, as well as Assassin's Creed 2. And this game, while it released in 2010, this was when Ubisoft was doing your annual Assassin's Creed era, like Call of Duty, and these games are just getting bigger and better in terms of scale and scope, like I said before. And I think that the weapons variety that you do have in this game, such as your pistol that you get from Leonardo da Vinci, does come back in this game. You also get the other swords and flintlock pistol that you were accustomed to in the previous games in the franchise. And I think with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, not only do you get one single hidden blade, but you also get two on both the left and right arm. You can use these to dodge and duck and parry other enemies. You can also use them to air assassinate enemies, which is pretty cool. You also get poison hidden blades as well, which stab an enemy and cause them to go berserk like you can do in the other games with poison darts. That is really cool to see the enemy that you're fighting, which go crazy throughout the entirety of the game. I think there's even a trophy that goes along with it. And I think that the replayability factor of the Assassin's Creed games from Ubisoft are definitely there, especially if you're trying to go for all the trophies in the game. That all comes down to how you're going to play this game, whether you're going to use stealth, assassinate your targets, or if you're just going to go out with a bang. And I think that whether you choose to go all out in terms of how you fight, or if you use the stealth mechanics in the game, there is a lot of tailing missions in this game compared to that of even the first and second game, which some of them can be quite frustrating and annoying. There's one that you have to grab a box and get led by the guards towards the end of the game, and it stumped me a little bit because they don't really give you a clear designation of where you're supposed to go, but eventually you do figure your way around that area. And I think that it's missions like that which really do frustrate the living hell out of you, but also make you want to keep playing the game so that way you can get better at it and finish the level that you're currently on, so you can uncover the secrets of this whole entire story-driven narrative. And I think that what's really cool is also the fact that they do have the precursor civilization in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. You get to learn a little bit more about what they're trying to fight for, and the fact that they're trying to warn humanity about a coming apocalypse. I think that whether you agree with what they're trying to do within the context of their franchise or not, I think it really does hold true even in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, of trying to stop solar flare from igniting the entire world and causing cataclysm and chaos like it's stated in the ending of the game. So what is my overall viewpoint of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood? Like I said before, I really don't give video games a rating just because of the fact that I like to talk about the games themselves. I really don't like to give them ratings because I feel like gaming is an art form, and whether you like it or you don't, it's really up to you. But I really do think that as someone who played this game originally when it released, who's playing the remaster through the Ezio collection, I think that even if you get this game with the $10 price tag that you can get with the Ezio collection, you're getting a massive $60 price tag for the price of $10, and I think that you can't really go wrong with that. And the fact that this game is so cheap right now on the PlayStation and the Xbox consoles is really cool, because you can go back to experience the glory days of the Assassin's Creed franchise. And I think that as a fan of Assassin's Creed, this was definitely when, you know, Assassin's Creed itself was kind of going bigger, better, and bolder than it was before. So I personally think that this game is awesome. I think that you should definitely play it if you're interested in the Assassin's Creed brand, if you want to get into it, or if you're just trying to get in and re-experience the franchise for yourselves, kind of like I'm currently doing on my channel. And so I played these games countless times before in the past. I replayed them a lot. There's definitely a replayability factor, especially if you want to get all the achievements or trophies in the games that you do have in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. There's a lot of really cool secrets that you do get to explore with Subject 16, stuff that does come back into this. I really didn't do it in my playthrough of this game just because of the fact that it really wasn't as interesting as what was featured in Assassin's Creed 2, but you know, if you want to go back and explore that as well, you can definitely do so. You know, Subject 16 is the previous assassin that was being trained by Abstergo, who's the evil organization this game is trying to recover the Apple of Eden for the Templars. And so within this game you get that as well. The context subplot of this game is trying to stop Abstergo from getting what he so desire. And I think that with Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you really get a lot of bang for your buck. And I think that if you're purchasing this game for yourself, really not going to lose that much money in terms of the price tag for buying this game. The game is relatively, like I said before, short in terms of the runtime, but I think that that doesn't really matter because this game is a spin-off game. And while it is a spin-off game, it does have a lot of heart and soul to the storytelling that's within it. So I think that if you're a huge Assassin's Creed fan like I am, you want to replay these games, like I said before in my earlier part of the review, and you're just trying to re-experience what you had experienced in the past in terms of the Assassin's Creed franchise, you can't go wrong with the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And one of the things that I really do like about these games as well is the fact that they do have have a habit of actually bringing back older characters within Assassin's Creed, whether that's Altair or in this case Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci is the guy that actually gets you your weapons and armor upgrades as well, which you can purchase armor upgrades through florins in terms of the Assassin's Creed games. You'll acquire these by pickpocketing civilians on the streets or actually just doing missions. You can actually earn points that go towards your upgrades, such as your pauldrons. You can upgrade your greaves, you can upgrade the hidden blade, the gauntlets that they do come in as well. Everything about Ezio in this game is customizable to a degree. It's not really to the level that is the future Assassin's Creed games with Assassin's Creed Unity, but there is a level of upgrading of your character and the armor plating that you do get in the game to make your character a little bit better, to make your character have a little bit more health, and I think that definitely adds to the end game value in the end as well. And so I think that, personally speaking, this game is fantastic with a really good story and a really good campaign for the price of $60 at a $10 price tag down, depending on where you buy this game. So I think that if you get this game on a deal, if you get this game for the PS3 or the modern day remastered versions, definitely think it's worth it as an Assassin's Creed fan. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on the PlayStation 4, the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X. And as always, guys, let me know what your favorite Assassin's Creed game is in the comment section down below, which game you least liked in the franchise. And as always, guys, if you want to see more on this channel, please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Volpe, how goes Roma?
Very well, Ezio. The French and Papal forces are in disarray.
Then it is almost time. Call the assassins together. And bring Claudia.
Now?
Yes.
لا أشياء وقت مطلق بل كل ممكن. The wisdom of our creed is revealed through these words. We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins.
Claudia, we here dedicate our lives to protecting the freedom of humanity. Mario, our father, and our brother, once stood around this fire, fighting off the darkness. Now, I offer the choice to you. Join us.
You and I have not seen eye to eye on many issues.
Niccolo!
But you are exactly what the Order needed. You have led the charge against the Templars and rebuilt this Brotherhood. Now, we must put Ezio where he belongs. At the head of the Assassins. Ezio Auditore da Firenze. You will now be known as Il Mentore, the guardian of our Order and our secrets.
Where other men blindly follow the truth, remember, nothing is true.